Hello, ladies and gentlemen. If your trading psychology is not in a good place right now, then fret not. For you see, in this video, we will discuss the negative emotions that might be holding you back as a trader. We will discuss how to deal with these negative emotions, but we will not discuss how to eliminate them. This is because, in my humble opinion, we traders must learn how to harness the psychological ferocity of our negative emotions in such a way that it allows us to make good trading decisions over the long term. So let's start off with the biggest mindset obstacle that traders have to deal with, and that is fear. Question: for traders, is fear a good thing or a bad thing? Answer: well, let's put it this way. I would prefer you to approach the markets with fear rather than with hope. And the last thing you want is to be one of those confident traders. This is because when you are fearful, you tend to be careful. So fearful traders tend to control the downside potential of their positions. Because as the old saying goes, control the downside and the upside takes care of itself. Now, I'm going to say something controversial, but that has never stopped me before, so please bear with me. Most financial regulators would advise you to only trade with money that you can afford to lose. Now, in my personal and non-professional opinion, you should only trade with money that you cannot afford to lose. Why? Because if you really can't afford to lose your trading capital, then not only will you practice good money management, you will also focus your time and energy on generating high quality trade ideas. Now, there is one specific type of fear that many traders have to deal with, and that is FOMO, or the fear of missing out. How should you deal with this negative emotion? Well, you shouldn't try to deal with it. In fact, you should embrace it. This is because once you master the basics of trading and money management, your biggest expense is opportunity cost. And it is your job as a trader to keep this cost as small as possible. This will take commitment and a lot of self-discipline, but it will be worth it. Because when the markets present the right opportunities for you, then you'll be ready to generate the profits that you've been waiting for. Okay, the next negative emotion we need to deal with is greed. Now, I would like to quote Gordon Gekko from the amazing film Wall Street. And the quote goes like this. You'll need to excuse me because I need to read from my tablet. Quote: the point is, ladies and gentlemen, that greed, for lack of a better word, is good. Greed is right. Greed works. Greed clarifies, cuts through, and captures the essence of the evolutionary spirit. Greed in all of its forms, greed for life, for money, for love, knowledge, has marked the upward surge of mankind. End of quote. So the moral of the story is, greed is good, but you've got to learn when to be greedy. In other words, you've got to learn how to combine greed with market timing. For instance, Suppose you have a winning leverage trade whereby the stop loss is beyond your break even point. What should you do? Answer? Well, that's the perfect time to be greedy. You need to recycle your original cash at risk so that you can increase the size of your position. Let us now switch our attention to the issue of overtrading. In order to deal with this issue, allow me to make another controversial statement, which is as follows. Most of the time, profitable trading is quite boring. So if you find yourself placing lots of different trades in lots of different markets, then you need to ask yourself a very simple question. Am I trading for the money or am I trading for the love? Now, if you trade because you love the thrill of trading, that's okay. But just be honest with yourself and accept that trading is a hobby that you will need to pay for. But if you want to trade for the money, then you need to train yourself to focus less on trading and more on creating an ever-evolving portfolio of good trade ideas. Now, before we conclude this video, there is one more negative emotion that we need to deal with. And this negative emotion is something that all traders face when going through a drawdown period. And that is anger. Now, I'm not sure about you, but being in a drawdown is synonymous with an unparalleled level of anger and aggression. And you know what? I don't think you ever become accustomed to it. But your ability to turn this anger into a trading creativity will separate you from 99% of other traders out there. So embrace it. Embrace the pain, embrace the isolation, and allow all of it to sharpen your mind and enhance your trading instincts. And unfortunately, it is only during these periods of drawdown that we can grow as traders and as financial speculators. So accept the challenge and take comfort in knowing that you are doing something that most human beings will never ever be able to do. So that makes you a very special individual. If you would like an intellectual starting point for your trading development during drawdown periods, then you might want to watch my video titled How to Become an Intelligent Trader and Investor. I will leave a link to the video down below. Thank you for your time and happy trading.